The Phillies take 2 out of 3 from the Nationals to improve their division lead over the Mets to go to 7 games ahead. I'm Coy Camiscioli from Phillies Sports Talk here. I'm going to break down the series for you. Some bad news, though. Zack Wheeler is going to miss the remainder of the season and 6 to 8 months in general, so maybe even some part of next year. Very bad news for the Phillies. We'll talk about what that means and more. Back at college, so you see the Pirates stuff. That's not mine. That's a roommate's. So um, we're Philly country here. So, but we'll get into the series. We'll talk game by game. We'll talk about game 3 first. Phillies win the rubber match 3-2, and it was the Rafael Marchand game. 2-run double in the second for him to take a 2-0 lead, and then in the third inning, with the bases loaded, he was walked, Marchand that is, and that brought in the third and only run for the Phillies to take a 3-0 lead. So in the eighth inning, the Nats, they scored a run off a double play, and Luis Garcia, he homered off of Ryan Kirkman in the ninth to make it 3-2, but the Phillies held on 3-2 for the win. Ranger Suarez, though, 7 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts. It's his career high in strikeouts. 0 runs, 3 hits, 0 walks. So, unbelievable stat line from Ranger in the rubber match to win the series. And this is what we're going to need with Wheeler out for the rest of the year now. We're going to need it badly. Bullpen-wise, not the best game for the bullpen. Jose Alvarado had a bad inning, had to be pulled before recording out. He walked a couple guys. And Kirkman, obviously, he gave up the solo shot, but the Phillies got it done regardless. And, so Phillies, they had 3 runs and 6 hits off of Jake Irving and just 2 1/3 innings pitched to start the game. And then after that, just 1 hit the rest of the way. So offensively, Nick Castellanos, he recorded 2 hits. Marchand, he had those 3 RBIs, but that was just about it for the Phillies in game 3. So going to game 2, Phillies won 6-4. Jeiichiro Muto, he caught James Wood stealing to end the third inning. Nice throwout. Bryce Harper, he singled in the fourth, and Realmuto followed that up with an RBI double to bring him in. Alec Boehm, he had it on with an RBI double, made it 2-0. And Edmundo Sosa capped off that fourth inning with a 3-run shot to make it 5-0 Phils. In the top of the fifth, Nats got a run back off a ground out, but then Trey Turner got that run right back with a solo shot in the bottom half of the fifth to make it 6-1. Then later on in the game, C.J. Abrams and Luis Garcia both hit solo homers in the sixth to make it 6-3. And Luis Garcia, he had an RBI double in the eighth to make it 6-4, but that was about it. Ryan Kirkman came in the eighth to get out of the jam for Matt Strahm. And Yohan Duran escaped to first and third jam in the ninth to end it. So this is a big-time start for Nola. His fastball averaged 92.6 miles per hour, which is the fastest in any of his 11 outings this year. And 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, a couple long balls, but that was just about it. It was a pretty good start for Aaron Nola. You have to be happy for him there. After that, Dave Robertson, he struck out the side in his inning of work, and Harrison Bader offensively was the big note. 3 hits in this game, was the lone Philly with 3 hits. So good stuff there from game 2, and the Phillies, they lost the series opener, and this is a bad one. Riley Adams, he had a 3-run shot in the first inning, so got the Nats going. Trey Turner, he drove running the second off a ground up, made it 3-1, and Bryson Stott had a 2-run shot in the sixth to tie it at 3. And Jeiichiro Muto even hit a go-ahead homer in the seventh for a 4-3 lead, but in the ninth, Yohan Duran blows his first save as a Philly. 1 ball down the line, and then a dinky single by Dalen Liley to tie the game. And then Liley stole third base, and Realmuto threw the ball over the third baseman's head, and that brought in the go-ahead run. So it was a bad game. It was a bad way to lose. But Duran has been nails for every outing for the Phillies besides this one. So it's not like he was getting barreled up. So it's a bad game. Offensively, Nick Castellanos had 3 hits. Stott had 2 hits. Stott's been breaking lately, by the way. So, and Taijuan Walker, not even a terrible start. 5 innings pitched, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. The only blemish was that 3-run home run in the first inning. It was just that Riley Adams homer. So, Tanner Banks, Jose Alvarado, Matt Strahm, they all threw scoreless innings. But, that's your series recap. Phillies also, by the way, I forgot to mention this, they are playing in the Field of Dreams game next year against the Twins. That should be pretty cool. I'm not quite sure why they're playing the Twins. Kind of seems silly to me, but it's going to be a neat environment for Philadelphia fans. Should be a cool game. So let's talk about Zack Wheeler, though. Again, he's out for 6 to 8 months. He's going to miss the remainder of this season. I still think this team could win. I still think this team can make a deep run. It's going to take a vintage Nola. It's going to take Ranger and Sanchez being on their game still. And it's going to be really tough, though. Wheeler is probably the best pitcher in the postseason when they're there. So it just sucks. And this lineup is going to need to hit. It can't be like a little bit from the top, not so much from the middle or the bottom, and a good start from the starters every game. It's going to need to be all around tough at-bats and then a good start from the starter. and the bullpen cannot have any blemishes. So it's still possible. Again, they're going. There looks like we're going to win the division. I'm not gonna jinx anything. The Mets have imploded, but things can get a little crazy this week. We play the Mets for 3. I'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, we'll talk about this series. Phillies have the Mets on the road for 3 with a 7-game division lead. This is a real chance to pull away or for the Mets to even inch closer. A sweep either way could be detrimental, honestly, mainly for the Mets, but for the Phillies, you don't want to see this division lead get down to 4 after this week. And then after the Mets for 3, we had the Braves at home for 4. So currently a 7-game lead again. We have a chance to pull away here. Projected starters for the series against the Mets: Christopher Sanchez versus Kodai Senga, Game 1. Jesus Luzardo versus Sean Manaea, Game 2. And then Taijuan Walker versus Nolan McLean, Game 3. So hopefully the Phillies can take care of business, and again, they can add on to that division lead. But it's going to do it, and I'll recap the Mets series in a couple days. See you guys.